The following announcement has been paid for by Perched on the Top Rope.
Hello, this is Rosemary of Decay and our darling partner, Havok. You
Hello.
are watching Perched on the Top Rope.
Welcome, everyone, to Perched on the Top Rope. I am your host, Lee Walker, and I am joined by the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions, Havok and Rosemary, Decay.
Hello, how are you, little human?
I gotta ask, how did the dark side spend Valentine's Day?
Well, it's still ongoing, isn't it? We haven't decided yet. We're spending it speaking with you.
Today, this is currently how I've been spending the Valentine's Day. In my little well-lit cave, talking to you.
Awash in her lair.
Well, February 23rd is TNA's No Surrender in Louisiana. And as we've seen on Impact, MK Ultra wants their tag team titles back. How do you prepare for a rematch, knowing that you're just coming off facing them, winning the titles? Which, by the way, how incredible was it when your music went off and the crowd went nuts at Hard to Kill?
To know that the Hive was just waiting for us to come back, waiting for that moment and to have all of that released all at once in their excitement, because it reflected our excitement. Wouldn't you agree, Havok?
Oh, absolutely. Like the Hivelings were certainly buzzing, and it was time. It was time to come back. You ask how we prepare for rematches. Well, the one advantage that we have is that we are very well versed in this very form of battle in tag team wrestling. And, you know, Masha and Kelly are definitely, as I have said before, a force to be reckoned with. They're definitely not someone we take lightly, but we very well know exactly what we're working with, especially now. And one thing that we do have over them ultimately is the experience.
And let's not forget as well a little detail that appears to be minute but means so much. A home field advantage. While this match may not be happening in, say, the Undead realm, it is occurring in New Orleans. And if you know anything about the Big Easy, it flows with voodoo magic. And that is exactly the kind of thing that fuels the undead realm and its inhabitants into their most strengthened form.
Oh, yes.
Incredible. And you know, speaking of the time you've had as a tag team, you guys started teaming back together back in March 2021, having faced each other on and off in one-on-one tag team matches. So I got to ask, what was the decision to say, hey, we make better friends than enemies?
Well, we don't know about you, Havok, but we were very persistent.
Oh. And that is one thing that I will say about Rosemary is her persistence is definitely there. And as you said before, you know, or as you just said, I feel that when we were battling each other, we put on some of the best battles that anybody could watch. But there is no mistake about it. You know, Rosemary was telling me, you know, there's more strength for us if we work together. And I think that we've shown just that. And then I feel, you know, when I finally accepted it and you made that decision, that ultimately she was right. We are much stronger together. And I love having the demons such as Rosemary by my side in all of our matches. It's, I don't know. I feel like it was destiny. Per se.
We do not choose who we associate with lightly. We do not take our partnerships willy-nilly. There is something to be said about facing Havok or Jessica or whatever form we faced her in so many times over so many years, over multiple promotions, and the absolute power, the raw power contained within her. You never choose an ally. You don't pick the most complacent. You don't pick the most the sycophants. You don't choose the yes men. Those are there for a reason. You choose somebody who stands up to you. You choose somebody who pushes you. You choose somebody who makes you a better version of yourself. Havok was the first person we faced when we manifested in this realm, in Courtney's body. Havok is one of the people who has put more pain on this meat suit than anyone else over the years. You tell us why we wanted Havok on our side.
Fair enough. Now, Rosemary, you bring up that you yourselves don't take finding someone to partner with very lightly. This is also for you, Havok. Could we see new members join Decay, or could we see former members join Decay again?
Well, nothing's out of the realm of possibility. There are, after all, an infinite number of timelines that this world could take. Multiple people have asked us about Crazy Steve. Is he still in Decay? Do we still associate with him? Well, of course, that's our brother. Our family is family, no matter what. He is taking care of something. And from first glance, it appears to be something he needs to be taking care of himself. However, if he ever put up the signal, if he ever called out, if he ever needed us, we would be there in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're never gone. You're never done with Decay, even after death.
Well, very interesting. And Havok, I have a very important question from you. This comes from my video editor, Alex Todd. He can't be here. I have a video that will go with this.
Perched on the Top Rope digital media correspondent, Alex Todd here. My question is for Havok. Havok, it's well known that you are a supporter of the autism/neurodivergence community. I myself, having been diagnosed when I was 9 years old, I would like to ask you what your opinions are on people that may be on said spectrum or part of the community breaking into the business. Someone like Will Ospreay was diagnosed with autism in 2020, and he's currently the best wrestler in the world. So I'd just like to know what your opinion on, starting to see that more in the wrestling community is. Thank you.
So I am thrilled that you're bringing this up because which, hello, Alex, sorry you couldn't make it. But I have a little cousin named Isabel, and she was diagnosed with autism. She was nonverbal for several years at the beginning of her life, and now she's talking. And honestly, and it's funny too, because I have quite a few wrestling fans who are on the spectrum and that are autistic. And I just, because of Isabel, I just always, just seeing how amazing of a person and how intelligent she is and how special she is, and how there's so many misconceptions of what people think of people who are diagnosed with autism. And I think that, having pro wrestlers who are thriving and very successful with these, as they would call them, like, people consider it like like an unfortunate thing that they have to deal with, or for whatever reason. But to see someone thriving in the business who is so successful having autism, I think it's important, and I think it's wonderful to have wrestlers in the business advocating for that, and also being like, hey, I'm just like you, and this is possible for anyone. So to me, it means a lot, to be able to help that, that group of people who might feel left out or feel like they're different, and because they're different, they shouldn't be included. And I am here to say that you are 100% included, and there's no one like you, and you're special for that reason. So it's something that is very near and dear to my heart. And I think that's very important for us to have people who are leaders like this that could show that it could be possible for anyone. Also, sorry for that long-winded.
Actually, we would like to add on to that, if you don't mind.
I would love that.
But, because absolutely, each of them are special as individuals, but we think it's important to express that you're not alone.
Yes.
And that there are people that, if you are willing and brave enough to share what you're going through, you'd be surprised to find how many people are going through similar. The creation of Decay at its interaction, it was a conversation between ourselves and Steve, that Decay and the hive that formed around us was always meant to be, we wanted it to be a place of belonging, a belonging for the unbelonging. Was the concept that we came up with. Everyone who thought that they didn't belong to a certain fandom or didn't look a certain way or couldn't identify with anyone else, this was a place that you were always welcome to come and enjoy wrestling and speak with all the different people that you meet in the fandom. We've seen so many different, and it's not a commentary on the people whose fandom it's surrounded by, but sometimes, a lot of times, fans can be very toxic and very unwelcoming. And one thing we've always prided ourselves on is we see conversations amongst the hivelings and the fans of Decay, and they've always been incredibly welcoming and understanding and very open of each other. And to see the original message still carried on and conveyed over the last 7 years has been very heartwarming to see.
Yes.
I thank the both of you for answering that question, and thank you, Alex, for asking that question.
Yes.
Thank
you,
you.
Alex.
You are not trapped any longer, Alex. Sorry you couldn't be here. Must be in the undead realm.
I gotta ask the both of you. This will be the last question coming up on time here. If you could pick your Mount Rushmore for the Knockouts division, who would be on the Mount Rushmore for TNA?
Well, I mean, I feel Gail Kim is the very first one I can think of.
Yes. She's in the middle.
Oh, this is tough because there's so many.
Well, Tracy.
Yes.
Tracy, the original knockout, Tracy, the mother of us all.
Yeah.
And on a personal note, Tracy, the first name we ever got to wrestle and showed us our potential of what it could be, of what it was actually. And this was a conversation we had about of facing veterans and getting better and being able to learn by facing people better than you and more experienced than you. Tracy was the first one who really showed us that, oh, this is what it's supposed to be like.
Yes.
No, two more, yeah.
Oh yeah. So Tracy and Gail.
Guess so nitty gritty now. There's like 10 different names that could be in these two.
I know. I have to say, for me, Kong,
right? Yeah,
definitely be up there.
Who's this last spot? This is difficult. It's
very difficult. How dare you ask?
How dare you stump Decay? We're the tag team champions. What do you think you are?
There's just so many, so many women that deserve that. So
it really is hard to pick four, realistically.
It is. It really is. Could we extend it to like 12?
Right.
My Mount Rushmore has 12. No.
Well, okay, so let's go back into the deep vaults of TNA then, and let's pull somebody who was doing crazy things in regards to what women were usually allowed to do, and that, well, it's not the Trinity, but the Trinity back then, who we can recall doing moonsaults off the top of the cage, which was unheard of for women. So it kind of showed that we could be daredevils as well.
Yeah.
And then it's part of the construction, part of the absolute foundations of TNA. And
absolutely,
we'll go with Trinity.
Yes.
Perfect. That works. I want to thank you both for taking the time out of your schedule to speak with me today. Fans, Don't Surrender is February 23rd. Make sure you check that out. TNA Plus, YouTube for Impact Ultimate Insiders. Rosemary, Havok, do anything left you want to say to the fans before we go?
Gosh, I mean, us. We won't lead you astray.
We'll
never steer you wrong.
Exactly. Just keep watching.
Yes. If there's anything that can be said about us, we've never lied. We've never told an untruth.
That's true.
Yes.
That is very
So
true.
if you trust us, come along for the ride.
Yes.
And fans, make sure you go get the new Decay shirt. Too, by the way.
Yes. Yes. Why let one serpent into the garden when you could have two?
Oh, I love it. Yes. New merch. Go get it.
Ladies, thank you again. I want to thank TNA Impact for allowing this interview to happen. And remember, fans, spoiler free's the way to be. We're out.